Hey guys, so today I'm very excited to be bringing you my first project pan update of 2022. So if you're unfamiliar with what a project pan is, it's essentially where you pick a handful of items to try to use up or meet a certain goal on. For me, most of these products I am trying to completely use up, and in my case I'm doing a rolling project 10 pan, which means that I've got 10 items in my project at a time, and once I use something up or hit my goal on it, I roll a new product in its place. So I feel like I made a really good amount of progress in January. I did finish one product, so I will be rolling a new product in. So it's always nice to see that in the first month. I feel like that means I'm off to a really good start. If you want to hear more about what a project pan is and how to start one, I did a video all about that back in December, how to start a project pan of your own, so I will link that for you if you're interested. And if you're new to my channel, I want to give you a quick special welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. My channel is really all about inspiring you to use the makeup that you already have and have fun with your existing collection. So if that sounds like fun, I'd love to have you subscribe. And let's go ahead and chat about the products that I've been working on throughout January. So I tried to pick a good variety of different types of products in my makeup routine, and the first product that I chose was the Pacifica Liquid Cover Concealer. Now this one, it's tricky to track my progress. Even when I do leave it sitting upright, it doesn't really all like settle at the bottom. But you can see that there are a couple little spots where you can see through the packaging, so I feel like I'm running semi-low, like maybe there's about half of it left. And I've actually been using this in a lot of different ways. I have shared in the past that I don't love this as an under eye concealer, but actually I've been making it work as an under eye concealer. Today I actually have that on, and then I just topped it with a little bit of the Becca corrector, and I feel like that gives me enough like coverage and brightness on the under eyes. My main issue with this is that I felt like it would wear off of my under eyes really quickly, but I found that if I set the under eyes with powder immediately after applying this, I'm able to get it to last pretty well. But if I apply it and then I start applying like blush and bronzer and other things and then set my under eyes, by the time I'm setting my under eyes, it's like faded off my eyes entirely. So it's definitely imperative to set this, but when I set it right away, I feel like it actually lasts pretty well. And then with the Becca corrector, I'm able to kind of bump up the coverage a little bit because I don't feel like this gives me quite enough coverage on its own. But then I've also been using it as a foundation. I actually really enjoy this as a nice like skin-like medium coverage foundation. I've been mixing it with my foundation. I did that today as well. I mixed it with the Urban Decay Hydramaniac, and I feel like that looks really nice. And then I've also been using it to mix with the liquid lipstick that I have in the project pan to wear as a blush. So I've been using it in a lot of different ways. I did use it a total of 17 times in January. It's really hard to say how much longer this is going to take to finish. I'm hoping that I can use it up within the first like 3 to 4 months of the year. I feel like that should be doable, but then again, sometimes it's really hard to tell with products like this. So I'm just gonna keep going and hope for the best. So that's the only like base or complexion product that I have currently in the project pan. Just because I use it in so many ways, I feel like this is the only one that I really need to have in the project right now. The next product that I've been working on is the Pixi Rose Glow Mist. I do have it in a different bottle, and this unfortunately is another one where it's very hard for me to track my progress, so just kind of going off of the amount of times that I've used it and how empty it feels. It really doesn't feel like there's much left. I know I've been saying that for a few months now, but I'm guessing that this should take no more than another 2 months to finish. I'm hoping that by my like April update, this will be done. That's what I'm hoping. If not, maybe even next month. This is a very, very glowy setting mist, and so it's nice to have in the winter months, but I'm thinking that once summer rolls around, I'm probably not gonna really wanna use this, so hoping to get it used up before then, just because I have had it in my collection for coming up on 2 years now, so I would like to get it used up before the summer, just so that it doesn't start to expire. So I actually have 2 blushes in my project pan, a liquid and a powder, and then I also have a liquid lipstick that I've been using as a blush. So lots of blush happening lately. But the liquid blush that I'm working on right now is the Clove and Hallow Hydratint Serum Blush in the shade Blossom. One of my favorite blushes of all time. I love this so much, so it's been such a joy to work on in this project. This I actually am able to pretty easily track my progress, and this is where I've marked it for this month. So I think I've got about half of this left, if not even less, because you can see it kind of gets narrower as it goes down. So it's starting to seem like a pretty realistic goal to be able to use this up this year, and maybe even in the first half of the year. I'm wondering, once I get past a certain point, it'll probably get harder to pick it up on the brush, but I may start storing it sideways. We'll see. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Sometimes I'll wear it on its own, and then sometimes I'll wear it either mixed with my Physicians Formula liquid lipstick that's in the project. Other times I've been wearing it topped with the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in Natural Twinkle, which is the other blush that I've been working on in the project pan. And I used this, I set the goal to only use this 5 times in January, but I ended up using it 8 times. And I was really surprised by the amount of progress that I made when I compared this to the photo from the beginning of the month, because I hadn't looked back at that photo until today. And you'll see here, I've actually made a really good amount of progress in just a month. So I'm also feeling really optimistic about this. I feel like I might be able to use up both of these this year and maybe even get started on another blush. So feeling really good. This, I've really been enjoying wearing like the Clove and Hallow blush like all over my cheeks. And then I'll take a little bit of this kind of in just the outer part of my cheek, almost as like a contour blush, you know, like just to sort of deepen up that area. And I really like that combination. These two make a really pretty pairing because they do kind of have that same sort of cooler undertone. So I'm actually really happy to have put both of these in the project pan. At the beginning I was like, maybe that's a little too much, maybe I'm a little too ambitious, but it's actually been really nice to have 2 blushes in at once. And honestly, blushes used to be one of the hardest products for me to pan, and they definitely still are a challenge for sure, but lately I think just with the way that I apply blush, I like to wear a lot of blush these days, so it hasn't been as difficult to use up blushes recently as it used to be, because I used to just be very, very subtle with my blush, but now I just go ham. Then I also have a highlighter in the project pan, and this is the Becca liquid highlighter in Champagne Pop, just the mini. And unfortunately, I am not able to draw another mark on this month. It doesn't appear to have moved, even though I did use it 11 times. I've just been wearing it mainly as my cheekbone highlight. I'll take a little bit on the nose because it is a very subtle highlighter, so it works well kind of on the bridge of the nose, even a little bit on the tip. I know that's controversial. Some people are like very anti tip of the nose highlighter, but I feel like with such a subtle highlighter like this, it actually works really well. And then I'll also take a little bit on the Cupid's bow. So I really thought I would see faster progress on this because it already looks like I've used a ton, even though I haven't ever like really focused heavily on using this product. So I'm surprised that I made such little visible progress this month. This may actually be a slower moving product than I expected. I may start using it like before I apply foundation as kind of like an illuminator just on the high points of my face. Maybe I'll try mixing it with my foundation just to kind of speed up the progress a little bit. But when I first put this in the project, I was fully thinking that this would be one of the easier products to use up. I might have been wrong. We may need to buckle in and expect this to be in the project for the majority of the year. We'll see. If you've panned this product before, let me know. How long did it take you and how did you use it when you were panning it? So then I've got 2 eyeliners. I used to be very strictly like only put 1 of each type of product into the project at once, but lately I've been enjoying having like 2 of the same category in at a time, just for certain products, just to have a little bit more variety. But the first product that I totally thought this would be finished this update, and it is still not done. This product does not want to leave my collection. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Kohl Eyeliner in the shade Rich Brown. This is all that's left. I think you'll probably only be able to sharpen this like 1 more time before it won't even like be long enough to fit in my pencil sharpener. So definitely will be done in the next update. If it's not, I will be very surprised. I even thought that I would be done with this by the end of my 2021 project pan, but it is just hanging on for dear life. So that is the brown pencil liner that I'm working on. I'm also working on a black pencil liner. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner in black, and this I did not use as much as I'd hoped. I was hoping to use it 10 times. I think I'm gonna lower my usage goal to 5 times for February, because my real priority right now is to use up the CoverGirl one. But I did still manage to see some pretty good progress on this month. I wasn't sure how fast or slow I would be able to make progress on this because I've never panned a Marc Jacobs eyeliner before, and it's kind of a stiff formula, so I was like, I might not see any progress, but I actually did see a little bit. So this is just the mini. I'm hoping that this won't take like the entire year to pan, but I've been told that this dries out faster than other liners, and I do feel like it's already kind of dried to begin with, and I just feel like because it's retractable rather than being like a sharpenable pencil. It's getting more exposure to air in there, so I can see how this would dry out faster than others. So that's why I'm working on it and hopefully can use it up before it dries out. So let's go ahead and talk about the product that I finished in January. This I was fully expecting to be done with, so it's no surprise, but this is the Jordana Draw the Line Lip Liner in Rock and Rose. This is a bittersweet farewell because this is one of my all-time favorite lip liner shades. It's just the perfect cool toned, like beigey rose color. It's perfect. But unfortunately, Jordana is no longer a brand. They went out of business back in 2020, actually. This is one of the last products from them that I have in my collection. But I'm also happy to be done with it because that means I got a lot of use and a lot of enjoyment out of this product. And luckily I have found some really close alternative shades to this. BK Beauty Warm Spice. And then I also have a couple of Kokie liners that look really similar. I think it's Kokie Warm Nude. That's actually what I'm wearing today, and it has a very similar effect to this. So luckily I've got some new liners to kind of fill the shoes of this one, but I still will miss it, especially knowing how affordable this was. But yeah, at the beginning of the month I only had like a little bit left, so this was kind of a gimme product. I knew I'd finish it, but I also just wanted to go ahead and get it used up, and this is actually my first makeup empty of 2022, so that feels good to be done. And I will be rolling in actually another lip liner to replace this one in the project pan, so stay tuned. I'll share what that one is at the end. So then I've got a couple more lip products that I'm working on. The first one is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper in Soft Rose. This I actually started working on at the end of 2021 just because I knew this was the next lip gloss that I would want to use up. It is my current oldest lip gloss, and I'm really excited to show you guys how much progress I made on this month. That is a month's progress right there. That is after using this 18 times this month. And so, you know what that means. If I continue to use it at this rate, this will be an empty in another month. I hope, fingers crossed. And this is one of those lip glosses that I love so much, I will remove the stopper when I get to that point. I'm thinking that will probably happen in February. Now keep in mind, February is a shorter month. It is, I think this year it's 28 days. So a few days shorter than most months. So I may not be able to see quite as much progress as I normally do. We'll see. If this isn't empty in my next project pan update, it will definitely be empty in the one after that. I feel like we're off to a really good start in the lip product category. And then finally, we have a very challenging lip product. This is the 10th item that I've been working on this month. We're in it for the long haul with this one. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip in the shade Tulip Treatment. This I did use as a lipstick a couple of times, but the main way that I used it this month was as a blush. And I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to insert a demo right now of the way that I've been using this mixed with the Clove and Hallow liquid blush and the Pacifica concealer. I've been mixing all three of these together to kind of make a custom blush shade, and for the past few days that's the blush color I've been wearing, and I am in love with both the color and the finish of this blush. It just looks so healthy and fresh and kind of like a watermelon pink shade is how I think of it. Very juicy, very healthy. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with that. I feel like that's gonna be my blush color for a lot of days this month. That's one of my favorite things about panning, is just finding all these new and fun creative ways to use these products that I never thought of before. And I'm just really happy to be getting use out of this liquid lipstick because this is one of my all-time favorite lip colors. When I do finally use this up and or it expires, I am gonna have to find a dupe because it's just such a beautiful color. I also love it on the lips. I feel like now that we're getting into February, this color is gonna be really pretty with some Valentine's looks because it's kind of like a reddish pink color. And I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of reddish pink looks this month. And then as we get into the spring and summer, I just think this is such a perfect, bright, fun color. So really excited to use this. I am not sure how fast or slow progress is going to be on this because it is so saturated and vibrant that I really only need to use like a small amount at a time. But either way, I'm having fun with it and I'm just really happy to be getting use out of it. So it's really less about using it up and more about just making sure that I'm using it because it is, again, one of my oldest lip products. So those are the 10 products that I've been working on throughout January. And because I used up my Jordana lip liner, I am going to be rolling in a new product. I don't always replace a product with the same exact type of product, but I decided to do that this time. This is another lip liner. This was actually on my planning to pan list for the year. It's one of the products that I would like to either use up or just use a lot in 2022. And it is my Milani lip liner in the shade True Red. This is my one red lip liner This is probably my oldest product that I have in my collection. I've had this since, I think, 2015. I know that sounds crazy old, but because it's a wooden lip pencil that you sharpen, I don't feel like these types of products really expire nearly as fast as like retractable products. I could be wrong, but so far it still performs great. It still smells fine. I haven't had any issues with it, so I wanted to roll this in because number one, it'll be a good challenge. I've never panned a red lip product or lip pencil. And number two, I really think it'll just encourage me to wear red lipstick more often. I love red lipstick. It's one of my favorite colors to wear, but I don't feel like I wear it as often as I would like to. So I think that having this in the project pan will just inspire me to wear red more. It'll go great with the Physicians Formula lipstick, but it'll also go really well with other reds in my collection. And I also think that February, again, is the perfect month to roll in this product because I'm gonna be wearing a lot of like pink and red makeup looks this month. So I'm excited. I'm gonna set a very reasonable usage goal for the month. I would like to use this 5 times in February, which I feel like is both attainable and enough of a challenge and enough uses where I think I will still see some decent progress. So I'm excited to have this in the project and just see how it goes. So I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing all the progress that I made this month. If you guys are doing a project pan this year, I would love to hear how yours is going in the comments. Stay tuned because my next video will be my Pan Those Eyeshadows update for February. I'm doing a Pan Those Eyeshadows this year for the first time ever in my life. So far, it's been a ton of fun, so definitely subscribe, make sure you stay tuned for that. Also want to give a big shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. I'm gonna put their names over here on the side. They are making it possible for me to continue making my videos better and better, so I want to give them a huge shout out. If you would like to become a patron, you will get early access to all of my project pan updates, as well as an exclusive bonus video that you'll get to vote on each month. Sometimes it'll be like a day in the life vlog, sometimes it'll be a makeup tutorial, a throwback palette video, all kinds of different things. But if you're interested in joining, you can pledge as little as $2 a month. Regardless of how much you pledge, everyone gets the same perks. It's just up to you how much or how little you would like to donate. So I have that linked down below if you would like to check it out. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not already, and hopefully I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye.